Hello students, welcome to Time Classes. Today we are going to learn a very interesting topic of quantitative aptitude, which is known as time, speed and distances. Alright, in today's class I'm going to use the handout QAHO 3532011 and QCT 3532004. Please note that I'm going to use this handout in all the upcoming classes of time, speed and distance. So you need to bring back this handout in the forthcoming classes. Alright. I hope you are all set for today's class. Perfect. Let us start. You know that the variation tool is one of the important technique to solve time, speed and distance problem. In this chapter, we are not concerned with any Newtonian law of motion. A speed means uniform speed. No acceleration, no deceleration. A speed means uniform speed. You know that speed means distance covered in a certain point of time, certain amount of time. So distance upon time is equal to speed, right now? And distance divided by speed is equal to time taken. If you want to calculate the time taken to cover a certain distance, then distance must be divided by speed. Alright? So distance upon speed is equal to time. And speed is equal to distance divided by time. So distance covered in a certain amount of time is called speed. Speed means uniform speed. And you know the formula of distance. Distance is a speed multiplied by time. So these are the three basic formula. Can I say all these formulas are kind of reframing of the same formula? If I say distance equal to speed into time, or if I say speed equal to distance upon time, or time equal to distance upon a speed, all three are same. It is kind of different orientation of one formula, right? So in time, speed and distance chapter, normally speed means uniform speed, and speed is normally represented by kilometer per hour or mile per hour, right? Kilometer per hour or mile per hour. But in all practical purposes, you need to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second, or vice versa, meter per second to kilometer per hour. So what is the meaning of kilometer per hour? Right? Kilometer per hour. If I say 1 kilometer per hour, can I say it is 1 kilometer divided by 1 hour? 1 kilometer divided by 1 hour. And 1 kilometer means 1000 meter and divided by 3600 second. If you cancel out 1000 and 3600, it is turning out to be 5 by 18 meter per second. So can I say 1 kilometer per hour is as good as 5 by 18 meter per second? This relation is very useful one, and you can treat this one as a reference formula, right? You need to use this, you can say, equation time and again in this chapter. So 1 kilometer per hour is equivalent to 5 by 18 meter per second, or Other way around, can I say 1 meter per second is equal to 18 by 5 kilometer per hour? So you can convert kilometer per hour to pi by meter per second or meter per second to kilometer per hour. So 1 kilometer per hour is 5 by 18 meter per second. Can I say 18 kilometer per hour is 5 by 18 multiplied by 18 is 5 meter per second. Similarly, 72 kilometer per hour is 5 by 18 multiplied by 72 is 20 meter per second. So multiple of 18 kilometer per hour is nothing but multiple of 5 second. So 18 kilometer per hour, 5 meter per second, 9 kilometer per hour, 2.5 meter per second, 36 kilometer per hour, 10 meter per second, 72 kilometer per hour, 20 meter per second. All right. Similarly, if I say 15 meter per second, this time you are going to convert meter per second into kilometer per hour. So 15 meter per second is basically 18 by 5 into 15 is 54 kilometer per hour, right? 15 meter per second is 54 kilometer per hour. Perfect? Good. Similarly, 25 meter per second is 18 by 5 into 25 is 90 kilometer per hour. So I'm sure you are confident in converting kilometer per hour to meter per second and meter per second to kilometer per hour. Let us try a simple question, and I'm going to use the same concept over there. Look at the question. Your question is a car travel right? A car travel 30 meter in 2 seconds and a train travel 180 kilometer in 3 hours. The ratio of speed of car to the speed of the train is. This is question number 19 from your handout QCT 3532004. So first of all, tell me, what is the speed of car? Can I say the speed of car is distance divided by time is basically 15 meter per second, which is nothing but 18 by 5 into 15. Can I say 54 kilometer per hour? Can I say? Similarly, what is the speed of train? The speed of train is 180 kilometer divided by 3 hours is 60 kilometer per hour. So speed of car has already been converted into kilometer per hour, and the speed of train is already given in terms of kilometer per hour. So what is the ratio of speed of car to speed of train? Can I say it is 54 is to 60. This is equivalent to 9 is to 10. 9 is to 10. Can I say 9 is to 10 is your answer? Right? Good. So you can see we can use the conversion of kilometer per hour to meter per second and meter per second to kilometer per hour. Okay. Move to the next concept. In time, speed and distance chapter, proportionality tool is one of the most important tool. Proportionality tool. If you are sound in proportion, ratio, proportion and variation, you can solve all question of time, speed and distance in quick possible time. You must be aware of direct variation and inverse variation. So I'm going to use the concept of proportionality tool in this chapter very frequently, right? So the first proportion tool is, you know that if x is directly proportional to y, then x divided by y is constant. If x is directly proportional to y, can I say if x increases, then y also increases? So if x becomes double, y also becomes doubles. If x becomes 5 by 4 times, y also becomes 5 by 4 times. So if x and y increases in the same proportion, can I say the ratio of x and y remains same? The value of x and y is always constant, right? Or other way around, you can say if x upon y is constant, then it means that x is directly proportional to y. So if x is directly proportional to y, then x upon y is constant. Or if x upon y is constant, then x is directly proportional to y. Can you say this is if and only if correct? Reverse is true, right? Converse is always true. Now try to use this simple concept in time, speed and distance. You know the formula? Distance upon speed is time, or distance upon time is speed. For the time being, let's assume that time taken is constant. Time taken is constant. So if your time is constant, means distance divided by speed is constant. Can I say distance divided by the speed is constant, means time is constant, right? Distance divided by speed is constant. This is constant. Can I say if distance over speed is constant, then distance is directly proportional to speed? Suppose I'm driving a car and the duration of trip is fixed. Let's say it is 4 hours. So if your time duration is fixed, can I say if I will increase my speed, then distance covered will also increase in the same proportion, isn't it? For example, let's assume that if your speed is 20 km per hour, then your distance travel is 80 km. If your speed is 40 km per hour, then 40 into 4, 160 km is the distance travel. If your speed is 60 km per hour, then the distance travel is 240 km. If your speed is 150 km per hour, then the distance travel is 600 km. Now you can see over here, if speed is twice, the distance is also twice, right? If speed is 1.5 times 40 to 60, the distance covered is also 1.5 times. If speed is 60 to 150, 2.5 times into 5 by 2 times, the distance covered is also 2.5 times. Yes. it is quite evident from this table that speed and distances are increasing in same proportion only because time taken is constant. So distance is directly proportional to speed. Why? Because distance upon speed is constant. So if distance increases, speed also increases. So can I say if time taken is constant, then the ratio of speed must be equal to ratio of distance. So my short point is S1 upon S2 is equal to D1 upon D2, provided that time is constant. S1 upon S2 is equal to D1 upon D2, provided that time taken is constant. Right? So can I say if time is constant and if the ratio of speed is A is to B, then the ratio of distance is also A is to B. Right? If the ratio of speed is A is to B, then the ratio of distance is also A is to B, provided that time is constant. Let's say if the ratio of speed, you can see over here, if the ratio of speed is 60 is to 150, 60 is to 150. You can see, you can copy directly from the table, 60 is to 150. So can I say it is 2 is to 5? Then what is the ratio of distance covered? It is in the ratio 240 is to 600 is again 2 is to 5. If the ratio of speed is 2 is to 5, then the ratio of distance is also 2 is to 5. I hope this is fine. So if time is constant, suppose there are three moving objects and the three moving objects are moving in the ratio A is to B is to C, then the distance covered also in the ratio A is to B is to C. Clear? Okay. Now, let us discuss the next concept in which speed is constant instead of time taken. Now, again we know that we already have discussed this point. If x is directly proportional to y, then x upon y is constant. Or if x upon y is constant, then x is directly proportional to y. So distance upon speed is equal to time. And this time speed is constant. Speed is constant. Can I say if speed is constant, any distance divided by time is constant? Distance divided by time is constant. And if distance divided by time is constant, distance is directly proportional to time. Let's assume that your speed is 40 km per hour, which is fixed. Right? Your speed is 40 km per hour, which is fixed. So if time increases, you can say if the duration of travel increases, the distance will also increase in the same proportion. Right? So distance upon time is equal to constant. If distance upon time is constant, right now, if distance upon time is constant, so can I say if distance increases, time also increases? Consider a few examples. Suppose my time duration is 2 hours. If my time duration is 2 hours, then distance travel is 80 km. If the time duration is 4 hours, the distance travel is 40 into 4, 160 km. Similarly, for 6 hours, it is 40 into 6, 240, and for 15 hours, it is 600. Now, 4 to 6, can I say the ratio of time taken is 2 is to 3? So the ratio of distance travel is 160 is to 240 is again 2 is to 3. If the ratio of speed is 2 is to 3, the ratio of time taken is 2 is to 3, then the ratio of distance is again 2 is to 3 only because speed is constant. Now between 6 and 15, what is the ratio of time taken? 2 is to 5. So what is the ratio of distance travel? Can I say it is again 2 is to 5? So ratio of distance and ratio of time is same. The ratio of time equal to ratio of distance or ratio of distance equal to ratio of time provided that speed is constant. The ratio of time must be equal to ratio of distance. So if the ratio of time taken by two moving object is A is to B, the ratio of distance covered is also A is to B. And if there are three moving objects, if the ratio of time taken is A is to B is to C, then the ratio of distance covered is also in the ratio A is to B is to C. Perfect? Okay, sounds good. Yes, let us move to the next concept. So let us discuss the third case. So in the proportionality tool, let's assume that the distance covered is constant. So we already have discussed the two proportionality tool. In the first one, the time taken was constant. In the second part, the speed was constant. So in this part, the distance covered is constant. You know that distance is equal to speed into time. If distance is equal to speed into time and distance is constant, can I say speed into time is constant? For example, what your variation tool says, if x is inversely proportional to y and if x is inversely proportional to y, then x into y is constant. If x increases, then y decreases in the same proportion. If x becomes 3 by 2 times, then y becomes 2 by 3 times. If x becomes 5 by 4 times, then y becomes 4 by 5 times. So if x increases, then y decreases, or vice versa. If x decreases, then y increases. So if x is inversely proportional to y, then x into y is constant. Or other way around, if x into y is constant, then x is inversely proportional to y. Right? So this time speed into time is constant. Distance is constant. Right? So your distance is constant. Speed into time is constant. So let us consider a few examples in which your distance is 360 km, which is constant. So let's say the first moving object is car number 1, whose speed is 40 km per hour. So it will take 9 hours to cover a distance of 360 km. 360 divided by 40 is equal to 9, or 40 into 9 is 360. So 40 into 9, 360, and 360 is constant. Can I say the same distance will be covered by car number 2, whose speed is 20 km per hour in 18 hours? You can see over here, if my speed is half, 40 to 20 is half, then the time taken is double. Can I say this is in inverse proportion? 40 into half is 20. So 9 into double is 18. Correct? Now let's say the distance is again 360 km, and this stretch of 360 km covered by car whose speed is 60 km per hour in 6 hours. 60 into 6 is 360. Now you can see over here, if my speed is 3 times 20 to 60, 20 into 3 60, then my time taken is 80 into 1 by 3 6. If the same stretch of 360 km is covered by car number 4, whose speed is 90 km per hour, it will take how much time? 4 hours. So 60 to 90, can I say speed becomes 3 by 2 times or 1.5 times. So if your speed becomes 3 by 2 times, time taken would be 2 upon 3 times in the reverse ratio, in the inverse ratio. So if my speed is 3 by 2 times of the earlier one, my new time taken is 2 by 3 times of earlier one. So 2 by 3 into 6 is 4 hours. So just try to convert all these observation into some concrete theory, into some ready references. So speed into time is constant. Can I say speed is inversely proportional to time? So if distance is constant, speed is inversely proportional to time, or vice versa, time is inversely proportional to speed. So if the ratio of speed is S1 and S2, then the ratio of time taken would be T2 or T1, T2 divided by T1 in the inverse ratio. I hope this is fine. You can see over here 60 is to 90 is to 3. So what is the ratio of time? If 60 is to 90 is 2 is to 3. The ratio of 6 and 4 is 3 is to 2. So S1 upon S2 is equal to what? S1 upon S2 is equal to T2 upon T1, right? If this is 2 is to 3, then this is to 2 is to 3. S1 upon S2 is equal to T2 upon T1, provided that your distance is constant. Now, if the ratio of speed is A is to B, can I say the ratio of time is 1 by A is to 1 by B? And 1 by A and 1 by B is eventually B is to A. If you multiply 1 by A is to 1 by B from LCM of A and B, right now, from LCM of A and B means into AB, my ratio would be B is to A. So 1 by A is to 1 by B is B is to A. So can I simply say if the ratio of speed is A is to B, the ratio of time taken is B is to A. Suppose there are 3 moving objects and ratio of their speed is A is to B is to C. Can I say the ratio of time taken would be 1 by A is to 1 by B is to 1 by C? And you can convert this 1 by A, 1 by B and 1 by C into the simple ratio by multiplying these 3 numbers from the LCM of denominator, that is A, B, C, right? So whether the number of object is 2 or 3, whenever your distance is constant, the ratio of speed and ratio of time are in the inverse ratio with respect to each other. Now I'm going to discuss a very important observation, right, which can help you immensely in problem solving. Speed into time is constant. All right. Suppose my speed becomes 5 by 4 times. Since distance is constant, if my speed becomes 5 by 4 times, can I say the time taken would be 4 by 5 times? Can I say 5 by 4 times? If your speed is 5 by 4 times, then the time taken is 4 by 5. Inverse of 5 by 4 is 4 by 5 to keep the distance constant. So can I say that 5 by 4 times is equivalent to increase by 1 by 4, because 5 by 4 is 1 plus 1 by 4. Alright, 5 by 4 is 1 plus 1 by 4. So increase by 1 by 4. and your time taken is 4 by 5 time, it is 1 minus 1 by 5, so it is decreases by 1 by 5. So can I say whenever product of two quantity is constant, two variable is constant, if one of the variable is increases by 1 by 4, the other variable is decreases by 1 by 5 to keep the product constant. I hope this is fine. So simply increases by 1 by 4 is compensated by decreases by 1 by 5 because their product is constant. Now, can I summarize this observation into a simple algebraical formula? If any quantity is increases by 1 by x, the second variable must be decreased by 1 by x plus 1 to keep the product constant. This concept is the golden rule of arithmetic. This is $1 million tactic. This is very, very, very useful. Right? I hope this point is clear. Perfect. Similarly, can I say if, let's say, my speed becomes 7 by 5 times. My speed becomes 7 by 5 times. Can I say my time taken would be 5 by 7 times? Can I say? So 7 by 5 time is 1 plus 2 by 5. And 5 by 7 would be simply 1 minus 2 by 7. So you can see if one of the variable is increased by 2 by 5, the other variable is decreased by 2 by 7 to keep the product constant. So can I extend this observation to the more generic observation that if one of the quantities increases by a by b 2 by 5, then second quantity or the second variable is decreased by a by a plus b to keep the product constant. So if one of the variable is increased by 2 by 5, a is 2, b is 5, then the second variable is decreased by 2 by 2 plus 5 to keep the product constant. I hope this is clear. This is a golden rule. You must remember this technique. So ratio is important and this fraction rule is equally important. So we are going to apply all these techniques into some practical problems. All right? Okay. So this is your question number 2 of today's class. Traveling at 4 by 5 of the usual speed, a man is 15 minutes late. Man is 15 minutes late. What is his usual time to cover the same distance? So my first question is, in this question, which variable out of 3 variable time, speed and distance is constant? It is not difficult to observe that my distance covered in both the scenario is same. So my distance is constant. So if my distance is constant, can I say the speed into time is constant? If speed into time is constant, or if speed increases or decreases 4 by 5 of the usual speed, so 4 by 5 of the usual speed is as good as decreases by 1 by 5. I hope this is fine. 4 by 5 means 1 minus 1 by 5 is equal to 4 by 5. If speed is decreased by 1 by 5, then the time taken is increases by 1 by 4 to keep the product constant. Can I say? So 1 by 4 of what? What is your base? 1 by 4 of original time, right? 1 by 4 of original time. So t into 1 by 4, if my t is original time, t into 1 by 4 is 15 minutes. Naturally, if the speed is less, then time taken would be more. So t by 4 is 15. So what is the value of t? T means original time is simply 60 minutes. Which option is correct? 1 hour is the correct answer option. I hope this is correct. So 1 hour is the, can I say this question is not more than 10-20 second question if I apply this golden rule, or suppose I use the concept of ratio, right? So what is the ratio of speed in this question? The ratio of speed is S is to 4s by 5. 4s by 5. So it is nothing but 5 is to 4. Since your distance is constant, can I say the ratio of time? We already have learned this concept in the last slide. If the ratio of speed is A is to B, the ratio of time taken is B is to A. Can I say it is 4 is to 5? And the difference between 4 and 5 is 1 ratio point. And this 1 ratio point is equivalent to 15 minutes. The difference between old time and new time is 15 minutes. He is getting 15 minutes late. Can I say 4 is equivalent to 4 into 15, 60 minutes? Then 5 is equivalent to 5 into 15 is 75 minutes. I hope this is fine. So my old time is 60 minutes and the new time is 75 minutes. All right. Now, next one. A bus covers a certain distance in 15 hours. If it reduces its speed by 1/6, the bus cover how much distance less? 125 kilometers less in that time. So this is question number 8 from your one of the handout QAHO 3532011. Now try to figure out quickly which variable is constant. In the last question distance was constant, but in this the time taken is constant, time taken is fixed. In the first scenario it was 15 hour. In the new scenario it is again 15 hour. The speed is reduces by 1 by 6. Can I say if speed is reduces by 1 by 6, decrease by 1 by 6, can I say the distance is also decreased by 1 by 6? Why? Because your time taken is constant, right? So 1 by 6 of old distance, right now, d into 1 by 6. D is old distance, or you can say d1 is old distance. d1 into 1 by 6 is 125 kilometer. Can I say 1 by 6 of old distance is 125 kilometer? Can I say d1 is 750 kilometer? So the old distance travel is 750 kilometer and the time taken was how much? 15 hours. Can I say my original speed, the speed of the bus, the speed of the bus is equal to 750 divided by 15 is equal to 50 kilometer per hour. I hope this is fine. 50 kilometer per hour is my original speed. Right? Can I say again, this question is not more than 20-30 second question. You can solve this question only if the speed is decreased by 1 by 6, the distance is decreased by 1 by 6, because time is constant. 1 by 6 of old distance covered is 125 kilometer. So the old distance covered is 750 kilometer, and the 750 kilometer is covered in 15 hours. So my original speed of the bus is 50 kilometer per hour. I hope this is fine. Okay. So in the first question, distance was constant. In this question, time taken is constant. Let's say next is what? Two person A and B move towards each other from P and Q. They meet 50 kilometer away from Q. So these are 2 point P and Q. P and Q. And A and B move towards each other from these 2 points. They meet at point. Yes. At what point they will meet? They will certainly meet somewhere between P and Q. Let's say C is the meeting point. So in this question, what is constant? Can I say in this question, the time taken is constant. Again, time taken is constant. A and B are getting equal time, right now, equal time to cover the distance. So they will naturally cover the distance directly proportional to their speed. If the ratio of speed of A and B is 4:1, can I say the ratio of their distance covered is also in the ratio of 4:1. So if this distance P to C is 4K, then Q to C is K. And according to your question, the meeting point is 50 kilometers away from Q. So if this K is 50 kilometer, can I say this 4K is 50 into 4, 200 kilometer. So what is the total distance? 200 plus 50 is 250 kilometer. Yes or no? Which concept I am using? If time is constant, then the ratio of distance is equal to ratio of speed. All right. Now, look at this question. A man gets late by 20 minutes. This is question number 6 from your QAHO 3532011 handout. Okay. A man gets late by 20 minutes. He covered the distance between his house and the office at the rate of 50 km per hour. So at the rate of 50 km per hour, he is getting how much late? 20 minutes late. Again, if he increases his speed by 10 km per hour, what is his new speed? Can I say 60 km per hour? He reaches office 10 minutes early. 10 minutes early. All right. So 20 minutes late and 10 minutes early. Right. What is the absolute difference between these two times? Can I say the 30 minutes difference? Suppose T is the ideal time taken. So 20 minutes late means he is taking T plus 20. 10 minutes early, it means he is taking T minus 10. So what is the difference between T plus 20 and T minus 10? Can I say the difference between these two times is basically 30 minutes. All right. Find the distance between his house and office. You can see over here, I can use multiple technique to answer the question, but I will prefer to use the easiest one. The preference will be given to 1 by x and 1 by x plus 1 technique. 50 to 60, the speed is increases by 10 km per hour. So speed into time is constant. A speed into time is constant. So can I say my speed is increases by how much? My speed is increases by, there is a increment of 10 over 50. So speed is increases by 1 by 5. 10 divided by 50 is 1 by 5. So can I say time taken will decrease by 1 by 6? You know that if one of the quantity is increased by 1 by x, the other quantity will decrease by 1 by 6. Correct? Okay. But what is the difference between these two time? Between these two instances, there is a gap of 30 minutes. So can I say, if my actual time taken is t, so t into 1 by 6 is turning out to be 30 minutes. So what is actual time taken t? 30 into 6 is 180 minutes, and 180 minutes is 3 hours. So actually he used to take how much? 3 hours at the rate of 50 km per hour. Right now, you can take, this is capital T just for the sake of simplicity, because this T and this T is different. Can I say actual time taken is capital T. Capital T into 1 by 6 is 30 minutes. So capital T is how much? 180 minutes, and 180 minutes is 3 hours. So it's taking 3 hours at the rate of 50 km per hour. So can I say the distance travel is 50 into 3 is equal to 150 kilometer. Or you can use the second information also. At the rate of 60 km per hour, he is taking how much time? 20 minutes late means 3 hours. 10 minutes early means the absolute difference is 30 minutes. So 3 hours minus 30 minutes is 2.5 hours. So he is taking how much? 2.5 hours at the rate of 60. So 60 into 2.5 is again 150 kilometer. So you can use either of the information to get the distance. Yes or no? Perfect. So let me summarize what we have learned so far. The first thing is unit conversion from kilometer per hour to meter per second. So kilometer per hour to meter per second is 5 by 18 times of kilometer per hour. Meter per second to kilometer per hour is 18 by 5 times. Then we discuss three very important tools with their application. One is direct variation when time is constant. Second is again direct variation when speed is constant. And third is inverse variation when distance is constant. And the most importantly, the two golden rule. If one of the quantity is increased by 1 by x, then the other one is decreased by 1 by x plus 1 to keep the distance constant. And if one of the quantities increases by a by b, then the second one is decreases by a plus b to keep the distance constant. We shall start the next part of time speed distance from the races problem, linear races problem, in which we can use the same proportionality tool. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.